Once upon a time, there was a YouTuber called Melody. She wasn't a particularly good YouTuber. All she really did was ramble about video games or wiki pages, but she was having fun, and to her, that was all that mattered. Unfortunately, something was about to put a stop to that fun. Something called capitalism. You see, Melody had recently finished her university degree, and so in order to not leech off of her parents for the rest of her life, she went out and got a job. That job left her with no time or energy to make YouTube videos anymore, and so Melody's channel was abandoned. Many months later, on her way home from work, the still tired and worn-out ex-YouTuber Melody happened to spot something twinkling in the night sky. It was a shooting star, the kind people like to wish on. In that moment, a wish appeared in Melody's mind. She could have wished to have money, or to be free of her job, or to dismantle capitalism. But one thing stood out. She'd always had a fascination with the idea of other worlds, perhaps because she liked the idea that there was another version of her out there somewhere who wasn't having such a bad time. And so, she wished to be able to explore the multiverse, and much to her surprise, her wish came true. In but a moment, Melody was whisked away, finding herself out in the void between worlds. Her dreams had come true. There was only one problem. Humans are not made to survive the void between worlds. In but a few moments, Melody died. Or did she? Her body certainly died, but as part of her wish, her consciousness survived. She found herself able to freely roam the void, and after some time, she managed to project her consciousness into different worlds through a body made of stardust. Through it all, though, there was one thing Melody found herself longing for: her old life on Earth, and her role as a YouTuber. And so, taking everything she'd learned from her trip through the multiverse, Melody returned to her own world, to Earth, and after taking some time to prepare, embarked on the next step of her YouTube journey. Hello! Or should I say, g'day! Thank you all for coming. I know there's like barely anyone in the chat, but thank you all for coming! Thank you for coming to my debut. Oh man, I know there's barely anyone on here, but I'm super freaking nervous right now. So yeah, this is probably going to be a bit pointless for most of the people watching, because I feel like a lot of the people who are going to see this, especially live, hello Jay, especially live, a lot of you already know who I am, you already know what my deal is, but like, I wanted to start off my VTuber journey properly, and that means I needed to have a proper debut, you know? So, and this way, anyone who stumbles across my channel and doesn't know what the hell my deal is, they can watch this. They can watch this stream and learn what the hell my deal is. I should have rehearsed this. I know it's just the two of us, but I'm going to keep speaking as if there is, you know, an audience. Shall we move over to the slides? I've prepared some slides so I can tell y'all about myself. By the way, how do you like the new chat box? It's not as scuffed as the old one was. It's not just an import of a YouTube window. It's actually doing things. Who is Crab Revolution, by the way? I wanna find out who that is. Why did they message Crab? Okay, let's. Which scene was it again? This one. Yeah. So now we're in a different part of the void. I know my lore video. I know it said that I've come back to Earth, but I still wanted to have this this spacey aesthetic. So let's just pretend I'm still in the void. Now the reason I'm still over here, but you're now behind me, is because I have slides. Yeah. This is probably so cringe, but oh well. So, let me tell you a bit about myself. So my name, as you can probably tell by my channel name, is Melody Sea Turtle. I used to just go by Sea Turtle here on YouTube, but I'm using my full name now, Melody Sea Turtle. If Melody's too long, you can just call me Mel. That's fine. Or if you're from around the olden days of my channel and still know me from before I officially became Melody, you can just call me C. That's fine. It's not exactly my preferred name, but I know that some people might still be used to me calling myself that, so I'm fine with people calling me that. Next, my age. I am, well, I think I'm 25 years old. Time gets a bit screwy when you're not inside a world, so I don't really know how much time I spent in the void. Let's just say I'm 25, because that's about how old I am in Earth years, you know? It's easier that way. Make it easier for everyone. And my birthday is the 20th of July. I'm just now realizing I should have gotten a pointy stick so I can point at the things that I'm talking about. Oh well, it's too late for that. My birthday is the 20th of July, which, believe it or not, is Space Exploration Day in America, I believe, which is like the day America landed on the moon, I think, which I didn't actually know that before I came up with, you know, all of this. Me with all the starry aesthetics and whatnot. It's a complete coincidence, but it worked out really nicely. My height. Now, I had to include this on the form because I'm pretty sure most VTubers mention their height when during their debut. I don't know what my height is. Do people actually measure themselves beyond, like, wanting to brag about being over 6 foot? I don't know what height I am. I don't know why I would need to know what height I am. So, yeah, my height is a mystery. I can be whatever height you feel like me would fit me, you know? And then my species. Obviously, I used to be human. You could see that in the lore video and in my previous videos. Now I call myself an astral projection, because as you saw, I'm really just a consciousness in the void between worlds, projecting myself into a body made of stardust. I know that's not technically what astral projection means, but you know, fantasy terms change meaning all the time. I can be an astral projection if I feel like, you know? Barely any VTubers actually resemble the species they're supposed to be, you know? You know? Alright, that's enough of that slide. Let's talk about some things that I like. Hello, Metro! Thanks for coming! Yeah! Okay. Obviously, top of the line, solving puzzles and mysteries. I love mysteries. Anyone who's been around on the channel back before I abandoned it, I used to joke about how, you know, I had to deliberately space out making videos about mystery games, because otherwise I'd just do mystery games for like 5 months straight. I love mysteries. That's why I've got a little little magnifying glass around my neck. It's not useful as like a real magnifying glass, but it's representative, you know. Then we have crossovers. I really like crossovers and multiverse stuff. You know, I mentioned I really like the idea of like other worlds, but even more than that, I like the idea of worlds colliding and seeing what sort of interesting story potential that brings. So, you know, even when like a crossover is between franchises that I don't particularly know or care about, I might still get interested because it's a crossover. Like PlayStation All-Stars, I don't play a lot of PlayStation. I don't play any PlayStation, in fact. But I was really fond of PlayStation All-Stars. I haven't played it, but I think it's a really cool idea. Then, moving on, we have drawing. I should have loaded up some images so I could show an example, but I do like to draw. I'm not particularly good at it. I wouldn't call myself an artist or anything, but I do like drawing. And writing, even more so than drawing, I like writing. It's in my Twitter bio and will probably be in my Twitter name after this once I update it, but I'm actually trying to be an author. I'm currently working on a novel. Anyone who follows me on Twitter might have seen me mentioning that I've hit my quota each night. I try to write 1,000 words every night just to make sure I'm still making progress. Then collecting things. I have a weird fascination with collecting things. I don't know why. It started as a kid, just like, hey, look, it's a shiny rock. I want it. Now I collect amiibos and play gacha games. And I also have a weird fascination with trading card games because you can collect trading cards, but I don't actually play any trading card games or collect trading cards. I'm just fascinated by them. I don't know why. Then the very obvious one, turtles. As you can see by my lore video, I'm not a turtle, but I really like turtles. They're my favorite animal. I've liked them ever since I was young. I think my granddad got me like a turtle plushie that I used to sleep with. Ever since then, I've loved turtles. They're very cute. And then sweets. I have very big sweet tooth. There's like a corner store down the road from me. Ever since I moved out of my parents' place and I started earning my own money, I've been like, I basically buy a bag of sweets every day. not every day, every week. That could have been bad. Not every day. I do have a big sweet tooth, but not that big of a sweet tooth. I don't go through a bag of sweets every single day, you know? Like, my dad also has a bit of a sweet tooth, but he likes, like, fancy stuff and whatnot. I do like fancy stuff, but I'm also just as happy with, like, the cheap dollar store crap. I just like sweets. And then, umbrellas. This is the one that probably had some people scratching their head looking at this on the list of likes. The reason umbrellas is on here is because, and this is not a shitpost, this is legit, I think umbrellas have untapped potential as weapons. Like, you've got to think about it in terms of like a like either a modern fantasy setting or as like a spy secret agent type thing. Because like everyone's held, I'm sure everyone when they were young, they've held an umbrella and they've bonked someone with it, you know, like a bat or a club. Now imagine you could make it sword and I'm messing up my words. Imagine you can make it sharp either using like magic or some special spy cloth. Now you've got a sword. If you sharpen the end, now you've got a spear to jab someone with it. You need a projectile? You can hide a gun in the handle of the umbrella. You can shoot things with it. Remember that spy cloth? Open the umbrella. Now it's a shield. Or if you're jumping off a building, open it up. Now it's a parachute. Then if you turn it around, hold the other end, you've got now a hook. You can hook it onto someone to disarm them, or hook it onto a rope to slide down if you don't have like a thing to hold on to, and you don't want, you don't want to get rope burn. And if you really want to go with the spy angle, you can shoot the hooked end off. Voila, you've got a grappling hook. I love umbrellas. There's so much potential. I need to make more characters that use umbrellas. I think I've only made 2, even though I love the idea of it. So if for whatever reason you ever need to depict me holding a weapon, give me an umbrella. I'll make it work. Okay. Enough rambling about umbrellas. We've gone through all the likes. Now let's talk about dislikes. Right off the top, the one you were probably expecting, considering I talked about it in my law video. I don't like my job. It's like, I guess it's alright. I just don't really care. And it's stressful sometimes, and it takes away a lot of my time that I'd rather be spending on things that I actually care about. Unfortunately, we live in a capitalist society, so I need money. One day I'll be free of it, and then I'll be free to focus on the stuff I actually care about, and that'll be good. But for now, I'll just keep tweeting about how much I hate my job. And then we have time zones. If you couldn't tell by my accent, for those of you who aren't familiar with me, I am Australian, but I don't have any Australian friends. At least I'm pretty sure none of my friends are from Australia. Everyone's in different time zones, and that makes it kind of hard to line things up. So, yeah. I mean, I understand why there are time zones, it's just annoying. Human interaction. In case you can tell by how nervous I am, I'm not good at talking to people. So it's easier online through things like Twitter or occasionally through Discord. Discord's still kind of hard for me. But like face to face or in like a voice call, it's... I don't like it. I need to get better at it though. I have it in my dislikes, but I do know that it's something I need to improve on. Which, I mean, that's part of what streaming's gonna be about. I can interact with all of you guys. Bugs. I hate bugs. Do not let them near me. Do not let them touch me. Keep them away. Some bugs are kind of interesting to like learn about or look at from afar or through a picture, but no, don't let them touch me. I don't care what kind of bug it is. You know, you can say that like most bugs are like harmless and they're more afraid of you than you are of them. But like, I live in Australia. We banned an episode of Peppa Pig because it told kids that you don't need to be afraid of spiders. I am allowed to be scared of bugs. And then Metro's already noticed the contradiction here. I have both sleep and lack of sleep on my list of dislikes. Allow me to explain. I dislike sleep because I feel like it's a waste of time. Like, I could get so much more done if I didn't need to spend several hours laying unconscious. I probably would have already finished my book by now. The book I'm writing, or I guess whatever. I don't know if I can really call it a single book anymore, but I would have finished that by now. I probably would have made my return to YouTube by now if I didn't need to sleep. But unfortunately, it is a natural human function. We do need to sleep. Even me, with my body made of stardust, I also need to sleep. Which is why lack of sleep is a problem, because I can't stay asleep. I woke up at like 1 in the morning today, and I had a lot of trouble getting to sleep. So like, I'm probably gonna be delirious by the end of the day because I didn't get to sleep until 12. I woke up at 1, and then I don't know how much sleep I got after that. My body does not want to stay asleep. Like, I know some people, when they lack sleep, I know they just have an issue with going to bed too late. I go to bed early most of the time, but then I wake up too early and I can't get back to sleep. It's terrible. you get used to it though. At this point, I'm just like, if my body needs more sleep, it'll force me to stay asleep. But then I wake up like 5 minutes before my alarm, and that's like even worse. Okay, enough negativity. Let's talk about some of my favorite games. I would say this is the kind of stuff you can expect me to stream, but like, I mean, I don't have a capture card, and a lot of this is console stuff, so I can't actually stream these yet, but maybe in the future. So off the top of the list, I already mentioned I love mystery stuff. Mystery games are obviously at the top of my list. I've put down a few that I really like. From the more mainstream stuff, we've got like Ace Attorney, Professor Layton. I think I spelled Professor Layton wrong, oops. And Danganronpa, which Danganronpa I haven't actually played myself. I've watched other people play it, but I own a copy now. I own a copy on Switch. So I'm gonna play through that at some point. But even though I haven't played through it myself, I still like it enough that I basically ripped off the concept for my own novel. And then for two more obscure ones that I've kind of based my personality around for a while, over on Twitter, they used to be my header. There's Another Code, which is like an obscure point-and-click mystery series from the first one was on the DS, and then the second one was on the Wii, but the second one only released in Japan and Europe. So yeah, I've played through them myself. I own copies of both of them, but I didn't get into it until the company that made them went bankrupt, so yeah, we're not getting any more of those, unfortunately. And then Gnosia only came out in English last year, but I would already go so far as to say it's probably my favorite game ever. And as soon as it comes out on Steam, I'm going to double dip just so I can stream it and show all of you what I like about it. It's a very good game. Some people have described it as like anime Among Us, but I don't like calling it that because they're both based on werewolf. Among Us didn't invent the genre. You can stream Xbox games through your PC. I don't have an Xbox. The only console I own is a Switch and a Wii U, so you know I can't really stream from those at the moment. Then outside of mystery games, I really like Pokemon and Fire Emblem. They're probably my favorite non-mystery franchises. Pokemon I've been a fan of for a long time, ever since I was a kid, really. I think the first one I owned was probably Emerald, but the first one I played, I think, was Silver, which I played a friend's copy, but the battery was dead, so it didn't save. Or something like that. I don't know why it didn't save. You might be, for those of you who don't know me, you might expect my favorite Pokemon to be like one of the turtle Pokemon, like Squirtle or Turtoga or something. No. My favorite Pokemon is Palisand. It's a haunted sandcastle and he's goofy as hell, and I love him. He's great. There's official artwork of him eating a Pikachu whole. And then Fire Emblem's a more, well, I say a more recent interest, but really it's been quite a few years now. I started playing with Fire Emblem Awakening, and I got into it because of Smash Bros. For 3DS. I really liked playing as Lucina and Robin, so I was like, hey, I want to try their game out, and then I got hooked. Although I still haven't finished Three Houses. I haven't finished any of the routes, actually. It came out when I was like searching for a job, and then I got a job before I managed to finish it. Before I finished any of the routes. So now I'm just sort of playing Heroes. Speaking of Heroes though, another gacha game I play, Dragalia Lost. It's my favorite mobile game. I know it's a gacha, but like every half-decent mobile game these days is gacha. I like the story, I like the characters, but especially I like the music. The music is fantastic. I would half say that, you know, it's almost worth checking out just for the music alone. It's really good, but it runs like shit on my phone, so maybe I need to upgrade at some point. Then Rhythm Heaven. I really like rhythm games because they have really good music. In case you couldn't tell, I like music. So yeah, but I can't really play a lot of rhythm games because my brain doesn't work fast enough. Like, even if it's on beat, you show me a down arrow scrolling towards a hit marker, and my brain starts panicking and goes, oh shit, which one's the down arrow, which finger do I press that with, and then I just press everything at once. Rhythm... Hello, Okizaki! Judging by that channel name, I'm guessing you're another VTuber. Thank you for coming. I know I tagged my announcement with like the VTuber hashtags. I wasn't actually expecting anyone to show up besides my friends. Thank you so much for coming. Where was I? Oh yeah, Rhythm Heaven. Rhythm Heaven. I can play Rhythm Heaven because like everything's audio cues and it's like one button. So that's way simpler for my brain to understand. So I can show off my sense of rhythm while also not stressing out over the fact that I don't know what I'm pressing. And then the final one on here, Super Smash Brothers. I mentioned I like crossovers, and as you can tell from the list, I like Nintendo. So it's obvious that I would like Smash Brothers. Admittedly, I'm not that big on like multiplayer focused games, and definitely not on fighting games. So if Smash Bros was in any other genre, I'd probably like it better. But I'll take what we can get. Smash Bros, I mainly enjoy it for like the spectacle of this gigantic crossover. One moment, I need to take a drink. Hydration check. Make sure you're hydrating. Alright, enough about games. Let's talk about music, because I just mentioned that I really like music. Before I put the music slide up, I find it kind of difficult to describe what genres I like, because I feel like I just sort of like everything. I'm just like all over the place. So just because I don't have something here on my list, I've just sort of picked out a few notable things that I feel like I gravitate to more. It doesn't mean that I don't like it, you know? Anyway, let's put the slide up. Obviously, the first thing on the list, I am a massive nerd, so of course I like video game OSTs. But more so than like general like level music and all the beat boop and whatnot, I generally prefer like vocal songs that I can like sing along to. So I've got Dragalia Lost, Rhythm Heaven, which were both on the previous slide, and Persona 5, which I haven't actually played. I've got Persona 5 Strikers, but I haven't finished it yet because I've been too busy. But Persona has some really good music. And for Dragalia Lost, I specifically want to call out. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. It's either Won or One. It's spelled W-O-N, all in capital letters. Her songs are my favorite out of Dragalia's soundtrack. And because I discovered her through Dragalia, I've now been listening to her other songs, and they're really good. Favorite Aussie bands? My favorite... I did actually have it on this slide before, but I didn't... I kind of took it off because I haven't been listening to them recently. My favorite is probably Pendulum. They're a drum and bass band from Australia. I really like their music. It's the kind of stuff to get your blood pumping and whatnot. But like, I've been focusing more on my weeb side, so I haven't been listening to them as much recently. But like, I have a lot of nostalgia for them because like I listened to them back in high school. So when I rediscover them, it's like, oh, this is memories, memory lane. Right, next on the list, ever since I got into the VTuber rabbit hole, I've been listening to a lot of VTubers, mainly from Hololive, but I have listened to some outside of it, especially recently. And because I've been listening to a lot of VTubers, they do a lot of covers of Vocaloid songs. and because of that, I've been listening to a lot of Vocaloid songs as well. So on the Vocaloid side, my favorites are probably Canaria, who's famous for such VTuber anthems as King and Envy Baby, and as well as Pseudo. I don't know if he's particularly popular amongst the VTuber crowd, but he wrote such songs as Callboy and Bakusho, which is my personal favorite of his. Personally though, for Pseudo, I kind of like when he covers his own songs with like his own voice instead of using Miku, which is my personal preference. And then for VTubers, they're both Hololive, but my favorites are Mori Calliope and Umaru Polka. Polka, I just really love her energy, and her voice sounds very fun, I think is the best way to describe it. While Calliope, I don't really know what it is I like about her, but all I know is that like I really like her music. I'm not usually that much of a fan of rap, but I really like her, and she's kind of what inspired me to start trying to get back into music myself. Moving on from that, I also have high quality rips on here. I don't have that many musicians that I'm subscribed to on YouTube, but I listened to a lot of Sivagunner back in the day. And especially the King for Another Day tournament, they had a lot of really great remixes there. And it's honestly, like, I always used to just have like YouTube videos on in the background whenever I was doing stuff. This is what convinced me to start making an actual music playlist for me to listen to. Because there were so many good remixes that they put out, and it's just great. If you're interested in some of the characters that they had in that tournament, maybe give it a listen. I would give some recommendations, but I can't remember any off the top of my head. I should have prepared this in advance. Let's move into the next slide. What kind of content can you expect from me? So first off, streaming. I wasn't originally going to focus on streaming, but then, like, before my debut earlier this week, I went and tried out streaming just to see if I could handle it, and it was actually really fun, even though I was a bit nervous, and I still am, but I really like streaming, so I guess I'm going to keep doing this. The focus is probably going to be gaming streams, but I'd also like to do some stuff like drawing. Drawing streams will have to wait until I actually try out that drawing program that one of my friends recommended me, because the one I currently use is pirated, which is fine for personal use, but I feel like if I'm going to be streaming with it, I should use something legit. And then, not sure if I'll actually do this, but I kind of want to, I have it on the table for like chatting streams, maybe if I just feel like talking to y'all guys. Y'all guys, what the hell? Man, I'm more nervous than I thought. And then for videos, because I'm not just going to stream, I'm also going to make pre-recorded videos. My initial plan was this big thing in flashing, this big flashing list item, Melody's Game Corner. This was going to essentially be the successor to the kind of content I used to make, where like I go through a game that I like and I just talk about like what it is, what the story's like, what the gameplay's like, and like essentially sell it to people. You know, sell them on the idea that this is a really good game and they should try it out. The problem with that, all of those videos were like heavily scripted, and working with a VTuber model makes heavily scripted content kind of difficult unless I like have a bunch of jump cuts, but like, because like I can't edit out any of my mistakes, and I don't really want to have a bunch of jump cuts. So even though it's the big flashing option there, I'm probably going to shelve that idea for the time being, and instead what I've been preparing, I've put it down as rambling ideas because I don't know what I'm going to call it. But basically it's just coming up with a random idea that I feel like talking about, and then loosely scripting the idea. Just to give a few examples, some of the ones that I've recorded a couple nights ago and I'm ready to edit. I've got like coming up with regional variants for a Pokemon region based on Australia, or trying to imagine what a Mario monster catching game would be like. But like I've also been coming up with ideas for like more analytical stuff, or stuff like I mentioned it earlier, comparing Gnosia to Among Us to see how similar they really are. Stuff like that, just whatever catches my fancy, whatever I feel like talking about. I don't know, I thought that'd be fun. And then I also have drawing challenges, which I thought like, oh, maybe I'll do like a video where I have to like draw something from memory in a time limit or whatever. But I don't know. I guess that's sort of if I just don't have time to come up with a proper idea and record it and edit it, and I just want something quick and easy. In terms of how often these are going to be happening, I'm probably going to stream like 2 to 3, maybe 4 times a week. At least once I'm back at work. I work full-time, and I mentioned I'm also trying to be an author, so I don't have that much time during the week. So I'm definitely going to stream both days on the weekends, but I might try to squeeze in like a smaller stream sometime during the week, if I'm feeling alright and I have time for it. We'll see. I don't know if anyone's even going to be able to show up to those, because like in my time zone, all of my American friends seem to be asleep by the time I get off work. So, and then for videos, these were going to be the primary focus, but now that I'm going to be streaming, I'm thinking like maybe like once a month, maybe twice a month if I start throwing in the drawing challenges as well. It's just, it's not really going to be my focus anymore. So, yeah. Moving on, we have my goals as a VTuber. I could have put other stuff on here, but these are specifically my VTuber stuff. First off, keep to a consistent stream and upload schedule. As you may have noticed, I kind of completely disappeared at the end of 2020, was it? Jeez, time flies. But yeah, and even then, like I disappear once a month. Like, well, I'm getting my words muddled so badly. I disappear like for a month at a time sometimes because I got like a job interview and I couldn't focus on making content. I want to keep consistent, essentially. I don't just want to like disappear for no apparent reason. Like, if I have time, I want to be able to keep going, I guess. So that's my goal for this year. Hopefully I can stick to it. And then for more long-term stuff, upgrade the fuck out of my setup. I probably mentioned this on like the test stream I did. I am currently working with a laptop on a camping table with a cheapish mic. my setup isn't particularly good. There's a lot of things to upgrade that I would like to upgrade over time to make things like better here. Even my own model, my model's kind of scuffed. I could see myself commissioning someone to make a better one. But yeah, next, I kind of glossed over it on the previous slide. I made them really small, hoped people wouldn't notice, but I do want to try and make some cover songs. I don't think I'm particularly good at it, but I really like singing, and I'd like to improve. So I'm going to put my foot down and say, like, I refuse to end my VTuber journey without releasing at least one cover song. Who knows when that's going to happen, because like I need to get like a better mic for singing, and I need to actually, practice and stop being so fucking nervous we'll see. We'll see how long that takes. But I hope to be able to put one out. At least one. I'd like to do more because I've got a bunch of songs that I'd like to cover. Then we have be more involved in the VTuber community. At the moment, admittedly, I don't interact with a lot of smaller VTubers. Like, I mentioned that, like, I've been watching a lot of Hololive. Hololive was kind of how I got into the rabbit hole. But I do want to, like, interact with a lot of, you know, smaller people, get to know them a bit better, you know? Help out some folks that maybe need a bit of a boost. I don't know, I feel like I tend to isolate myself a bit in terms of fandom and just talk to the void, but I want to talk to people a bit better, you know? And then also, in the same sort of vein, I want to try and collab with people at some point. I know time zones make it a bit difficult, and so does the fact that I'm just very nervous around other people. But yeah, I want to try and collab at some point, because, you know, it seems fun. It seems fun. Another hydration check, because I am talking too much and my throat is getting dry. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Fan stuff. Why did I even include this slide? Okay, so a lot of VTubers, they have like hashtags that people can use to like separate out the kind of content that they're providing. So like if someone wants to like comment on a general thing that happened on a stream, they might use the general tag, or if someone wants to show some fan art, they might use the fan art tag, or if they want to show a meme based on the VTuber, they'll use the meme tag. Mine all just says lol, because I don't have any tags. I figured I don't really need to go and make tags until, you know, there's actually people who are going to use them. Right now, like, I'm not a particularly popular Twitter user. I don't get many notifs. If you want to show me something, just tag me. I'll see it. Just at me. Easy. Then, fan name. Fan name, haha, no. There's two reasons why I haven't given a fan name. One is that I feel like it's a little pretentious trying to come up with a fan name before I even have any fans. You know, it's you don't really need a name for your fan base before you have a fan base, right? So like when I'm streaming to like 1 or 2 people, I don't really need to have some special fan name or whatever. But the other reason is that I couldn't think of anything good. I just, like, I had 2 ideas rolling around, but they're both kind of terrible. I've got, what was it again? Oh yeah, Melodachis. Like Melody Tomodachi's. It's lame as fuck. And then the other one was like Kamerads. Like Kame, which is Japanese for turtle, mixed with comrades. They're both really stupid. If I ever get popular enough to actually warrant having a fan base name, then I'll think of something. However, I do have a fan mark. I don't fully understand what fan marks are for, to be honest. To my understanding, it's sort of like if you have someone who's like your favorite VTuber or whatever, you can like stick their fan mark in your bio or whatever. Something like that. I don't fully understand what it's for. I just know that VTubers have an emoji, so I decided to put my own one. I've got a turtle because I love turtles, but I felt like having just a turtle is sort of misleading because I'm not a turtle, and also it's generic enough that it might clash with someone else, so I decided to do a 2 emoji combo with a turtle and the Milky Way, which for some reason it looks really different on Twitter compared to everywhere else. Yeah, those are my emojis. I don't expect anyone to have me as their favorite VTuber, but you know, it's there. I'll use it in like announcement tweets and stuff. It's just something that represents me. Oh, by the way, I can see your suggestions. Thank you for those. Once I actually need them, I'll probably start thinking about that. Maybe put it to a poll at some point. While I didn't come up with a fan name, I did want to have like something I could use to represent any fans I have or any viewers I have during my videos and in my little, like, none of them are popped up now because nothing's happening, but like I do have little stream alerts for stuff like subscribers and whatnot. So I wanted to come up with a little character to represent my viewers, and I ended up coming up with 3. These little dudes, they're sort of how I used to draw things like back on Miiverse. I just come up with like a generic silhouette and then put something like a word or a logo in front of the eyes or the mouth or whatever. So I've got 3. One's based on like the stars on my cheek. One's based on my little badge on my chest, and then the last one is based on my magnifying glass. So yeah, if I get any like notifications popping up in the corner, you'll see these little dudes showing up there. And once I start editing my videos together and stuff, you might see them around the place. Maybe I'll even use them in thumbnails at some point. They don't have names. They're just sort of there. Now, we've gone through, I believe that's all of the main, that's all the main slides. I'm sliding all over the place. Hold on. Okay, so I have something now to show you. It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da 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 da. Why isn't okay? Da 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 da. Come on. Oh shoot, I was still on screen for that. Oh no. Oh no. Oops. Oops, I thought I'd gotten it all off screen. Oops. Oops. Feet. Foot reveal. Okay, no, what I'm actually doing here is I'm showing off my model. I'm showing off my model. Because you've only seen me from like the waist up. So I had to quickly change my settings in VTube Studio, because I have it set to a certain way that allows me to like slide around the screen and kind of hide the fact that my rigging isn't particularly good. Oh, by the way, actually I should wait until my face is on screen again before I start talking about this. So yeah, I'm just gonna show off the rest of my model. So these are my shoes. They used to be very different, but I realized that my old shoes looked kind of terrible. they didn't really match with the rest of my outfit, so these are a more recent update to give me some cooler kicks, you know. Then we move down a bit. I've got space leggings. Hell yeah. I was actually drawing these before I did all my backgrounds and stuff, and so I was looking up reference images of space tights, space leggings, and they're a lot more colorful than I thought they were. So that's kind of why all my space backgrounds and stuff are super colorful. They're just sort of based on this sort of thing. Only my actual backgrounds have like way more stars in them. Then as you can see, I have my skirt. It's swoosh. It's swoosh. This pattern here on the side of the skirt, you can't really see it because you know, I can't turn far enough. And you can see it more in my loading screen. This pattern is actually based on the symbol on Ashley's shirt in Another Code R. Because I love Another Code, okay? I love it. You can also see my hands here. They're sort of at a weird angle. I'll explain why that is later. But I've got green nail polish. Because as I mentioned, I have no sense... Did I mention it actually? I have no sense of fashion. Okay, let's move down a little further. You can see my jacket. I've got a button missing. Don't worry about that. It got caught on the bus. It got caught between like the wall of the bus and the seat, and it tore off. And I only noticed it when I was right at my stop, so I had to like rip it. Yeah, you can see my jacket, it flows and stuff. It's loose, very loose. Moving down a bit further, I got some pens and some pencils in my pocket because I'm an author. Got my turtle badge. It's kind of subtle, but you can see when I swoosh to the side a bit, it jiggles just like everything else. I've also got my magnifying glass necklace. It's wiggly as well. This symbol on my chest, this is another code reference. This time to the first game. It's the symbol on Dee's chest. So I figured I'd go ahead and put that on my shirt. Then up here, I've got headphones. I'm pretty sure I've placed them wrong. They're sitting up a bit too high on my neck maybe, but they be jiggling. They be jiggling. You can also see my hair. See, flowy. My hair actually goes through like 3 different tones of blue, and it's got all the stars in it. And I've also got these stars on my cheek. Everything's flowy. Everything's flowy. This is the best I could do, by the way. I guess now's a good time to mention, a lot of VTubers will talk about their VTuber mamas and papas, the people who designed their model and who rigged it in Live 2D. I don't have that. I made my model myself, which you could probably guess by the fact that it's super freaking scuffed. Like, who would pay for this? The idea was that like you know, I kind of disappeared like 2 years ago because I just didn't have time to make content anymore. So I didn't know whether this is something I'm gonna keep up in the long run or not. So I figured, you know, why don't I just make my own model for now, and then if it's something that I feel like I'm going to keep it up in the long run, this is something I'm going to do in the long term, then I'd figured, you know, then I'll start commissioning someone to make me a better one. You know, same design, just, you know, better art style and better rigging. Let me zoom in real quick. Let me zoom right in. Hello. Hello. I don't know if you can see it. They might be a bit small and my skin might be a bit pale. But I do actually have like little stars under my skin, especially around my cheeks. They're sort of like white freckles. Now, the reason I've gotten up this close isn't actually to show you my freckles. It's to show you my expressions. Because like this is my normal expression. This is where you'll mostly see me in. But if something happens during a game that I feel like it warrants me breaking out something else, I have other expressions I can do. Now, do I remember what the key combination is for this? Yeah! There we go. Happy! Yeah! As you can probably tell, the reason I zoomed in, because along with the eyebrows and the mouth changing, my eyes also change. The little ring in my eye changes color from blue to green, and my pupil changes from a star shape to a little arch, sort of like a rainbow. Yeah. The mouth looks a bit weird on this one. It used to look even weirder, but I fixed it slightly, so hopefully it doesn't look as creepy, but it's still a bit weird. moving on, we have angry. I'm just now noticing that the mouth on this one seems to be a bit lopsided, but oh well. Angry. So my eye rings here are red, and it was supposed to be like a cartoon explosion effect, but at this small of a size, it just ended up looking like a 6-pointed star instead of a 5-pointed one. Alright, next we have sad. So for this one, my eye ring is purple, and my my pupils are supposed to be teardrop shaped, but you can't really see that because the shiny bit kind of obscures that. But it's okay, it's fine, it's fine. I told you they're supposed to be teardrops. You can tell, you can tell. And now, the one that I actually used in the thumbnail of this video. Pa-pa-ra! Wah! Ah! Shocked, surprised, whatever. My eye rings are yellow, and my pupils are exclamation marks. How did my pupils split into two? Who knows? Maybe you should be asking why my pupils can change shape in the first place. What is going on with my rigging? My eyes don't want to stay open. Maybe I have my laptop too close. Anyway, that's my expressions. That's all the expressions I have at the moment. I could add more if I wanted, I guess, but you know, it's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult because I'm using the free version of Live 2D, which has some limitations. Anyway, let me zoom out a bit so now I can show you my full body. Yeah. Now you can see how freaking stiff I am, right? This is why I usually have the setting on that lets me slide around all over the place. Because that way it allows me to, you know, you can actually, it allows me to move a bit more naturally instead of this stiff, stilted stuff here. Anyway, the reason my arms look like this, why my palms are facing forward, even though it looks weird and unnatural, it's so that I can do this. Yeah! I can hold my arms up and put them behind my back, just like I used to do in my videos. I can just, if I want, I can just sit in the corner with one arm behind my back and the other one up, presenting whatever it is I'm talking about. It doesn't just have to be this way though. I know this is the way I had it in my old videos, but I can do both arms up. I can do both behind my back. It works. It works. Just ignore how scuffed it looks during the transition from pose to pose. Alright. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to fix my settings so that I can slide around as normal, and this time I'll make sure that everything is off screen. No more scuff. No more scuff. Apologies if my mouse is super loud. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that just yet. Oh, I was supposed to put up... Oh well, I'm done now. I'm back. Hello. Let me move over to the side again. And now, allow me to show you my schedule. Oh, I'm in the way. Okay, so this is my planned schedule for this week. So I know I said I'm probably only going to be streaming like 2 or 3 times a week, but I don't have to go back to work until the 10th. So I still have this week off, which means I can stream every day if I want, and I do. So this is what we're gonna do. I've got Deltarune on Monday and Sunday. I have actually played Deltarune before, so it's not going to be blind, but I want to play through it again, because when I played through Chapter 2, I didn't do it on the same computer that I did Chapter 1 on, so I didn't have a Chapter 1 save file, and I missed out on some stuff because of that. And then I also missed out on I missed out on the secret boss because I just didn't know how to do it. I didn't even know there was a secret boss. Although I suppose I should have expected it. But since it's a game I've already played, I kind of want to get through it faster, which is why we're doing it twice, and I'm probably just going to keep doing it like every Sunday until it's done. And then we have Insane Aquarium on Tuesday, which I played a bit of it for my pre-debut stream. It's not a particularly long game, so I feel like we can probably finish it off on Tuesday, and then I can like do my tier list of which pets are the best. Then on Wednesday, Plants vs. Zombies. I'm going through a lot of old school PopCap nostalgia for my first week of streaming, just because I love PopCap. Plants vs. Zombies is a bit longer though, so we'll probably come back to that one afterwards. Then Thursday, Feeding Frenzy 2. If we're gonna finish Insane Aquarium, we need another funny fish game. So, Feeding Frenzy. Friday, we have Dev Tycoon. I really like this game, but it's been a while since I last played it, so I figured, hey, let's play it again. Let's start it up. This time as a VTuber. Saturday is a game I haven't actually played before. Escape Rosecliff Island. Well, I'd say it's an old school PopCap game, but it was actually developed by Spintop Games and published by PopCap. But it's like an old school, like, find the hidden object game. And I really used to like those, so I'm curious to see whether I still enjoy them. And then we have Sunday, which is Deltarune again. Yeah! So yeah, I'm streaming mostly at 10 AM in my time zone, which is the time this stream was. Just because like I'm still trying to get used to everything, so I kind of want to ease myself into it, I suppose. But yeah, I do have two that are at a later time, 2 PM, and that's because I have something to do during the morning, so I had to move those later. But I still wanted to stream. So I might shuffle things around like later on, like in later weeks and whatnot, to try and find a time that works not just for me but for other people who want to watch, because like while I do want to stream at a time that's convenient for myself, I also want to make sure that anyone who wants to watch can still watch, because like, you know, I know the pain of having streamers that I like streaming at midnight and I can't, you know, stay up and watch them. But yeah, we'll figure that out as we go. That's something I'm gonna have to figure out along the way. Moving back to the chat scene, because we're done with the slides. We're done. Yeah, baby. We got through the debut. I did my official VTuber debut. I am officially a VTuber, baby. I mean, I was already one during the last stream, but you know, it's official now. It's official. We had a debut. We had a debut. Okay, so I suppose if anyone's actually still here, I'm pretty sure most of y'all have left, and there wasn't even that many people here in the first place. Anyway, I suppose I'll see you on the next stream, or whenever you feel like checking me out. You don't need to come. You can watch the VODs if you want. You can completely ignore me if you want. It's fine too. But for everyone who showed up today, you know, Metro, Jay, Adam, Okizaki, thank you so much for coming to keep me company during my debut. You're making sure I wasn't debuting to an empty room. Thank you so much for coming, and I hope I can meet any expectations you have in the future. Now, most VTubers have a little outro they do with like Otsu something or other, which is a play on the Japanese phrase Otsukare, which I don't actually remember what it means, but I think it's like well done or whatever. And it's like said at the end of streams, like, well done, thank you for coming, and then the chat says it back, it's like, well done, thank you for the stream. that sort of thing, and they usually make some sort of pun out of it. And since turtle in Japanese is kame, which is like one letter off of kare, I kind of wanted to end my streams with like otsukame, but it feels a little cringe. I don't know. I'm still gonna use it. I'm pretty sure no one's still here, so I can use it without cringing. Anyway, thank you for coming. I'll see you guys later. Otsukame! Bye bye! Where's the end scene? Okay, there it is.